Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to part number 4 of the traditional house Let's Build here with the new and improved city texture pack with pick block. We got the new blocks, all that stuff. So guys, today I have some changes to report on the build. I did a little addition by subtraction. I actually wrote a comment about this on last video, like pretty much right after it went up live to the public. And basically, like, I was just building along, and I stepped back at the end of the video, and I think you guys might have even noticed this during the video, that I was like, whoa, hold on a second. This is, way too big. This is getting really wide. It's almost like a mansion level, and I didn't want it to be like that. So I kind of did some addition by subtraction, and I pretty much just kind of got rid of like everything I built over here and kind of shifted it a little bit. So we still have our little front porch here, but I decided to just kind of close it off right off the front door. So there's no porch running in front of this wall anymore. I just kind of got rid of it. And then there was kind of like the porch running around the corner over here as well. I got rid of that and just basically built like a garage design right up against like the side of the house here. And I basically have a two-door garage here, and it kind of wraps all around. The design on the back is the same as the design on the front. So just I needed to modify this build. Again, it was getting way too wide for my liking, so I scaled it back a little bit, and I think it's better like this. So I'm going to move forward with this design, and today we're going to work on floor plan and a little bit of the sides of the house as well as some of the back. As far as the color of the house, see, I added some leaves, as you might notice, kind of like draped in the house, just so it looks a little bit more detailed. I thought that was a nice touch. And you'll see that I started to add some of the storm drains as well, just little details. And like kind of stepping back and looking at it, I don't know if green is the right color for this house. For me, it's too similar to the green mansion right now in terms of its design. I'm going for more of like a I'm going for like a traditional house style, but just based off of like what I'm basing the house off of, I just don't know if green is the best color. So I was thinking about possibly switching out for some other colors, whether it be like brown or blue or something else. One of the houses that I was basing this house off of is blue. But I don't think the color of blue is good for this particular pack. Like I would like a darker blue than these two. I know I'm already complaining about the new blocks, but I just don't think blue is the right choice. So I went with green. Brown could potentially look better. I don't know. I might try experimenting off camera. The problem is I can't change it quickly without world edit, so I might just leave it green. You guys gotta let me know what you think about that. If you think like another color might fit this build better, but we'll just have to kind of move forward from there. But anyway, so let's just get started here today. I'm gonna work on the floor plan on the interior, and I'm going to fill in some of these back walls here, start to get this roof connected in the back. So let's go ahead and let's jump into it. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my dark oak wood planks. Also going to pick block things because I can do that now, and I'm going to start to get this floor plan figured out. So I need a dining room, a connection to the garage, a kitchen. I would like to have a foyer, a great room, or I guess kind of like a family room, living room combo, an office on the first floor, as well as a bathroom. So try to cover all of those things today if I can. What I'm going to start doing is just kind of building a perimeter of the dark oak wood, which is the block I'm going to be using for the flooring on this house, and we'll kind of go from there. But thanks for tuning in, guys, to part 4. I know I always do this when I build houses. I always like start it off and then I make changes to it. So I'm sorry if it's confusing in any way. I try to explain the changes that I make to the best of my ability. This video, it's not like I really added a lot of stuff off camera. It's really more like I got rid of stuff more than anything. So I just needed to make the house much more compact because it was just entirely too wide in its state at the end of last episode, to the point where it was getting a little bit out of hand. I had to do something about it, so that's something I did. Alright, but we got a little perimeter of dark oak wood here, and what I want to do as well is actually grab some, let's go with some light gray concrete for this, and I just want to put in a double stack, of course. You know, that's always what we got to do, is put in the double stack on these walls here. So we have, you know, just a nice buffer here. So we know how we can line up our windows, how we can line up our floor plan, because we pretty much only have windows on the front of the house right now. And I would like to add, you know, a nice set of windows in the back, but try to kind of line it up with the floor plan. Typically what I do is I build the front of the house, then I create the floor plan, and pretty much everything kind of follows from there. The challenge is to get the front of the house the way you want it, you know? That's the challenge. Once you kind of have that design like the way you'd hoped, then you're good from there. And someone was asking me on Twitter, like, what do you do? Like, what's a good way to kind of start a house, get inspiration? And, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Sometimes I look back at some of my old builds. I was actually looking at the green mansion, which is the reason why I made it green. And then I also Google stuff. You know, that's a big thing I'd recommend doing if you're stuck for, you know, you can't think of a design. Just Google stuff. You know, you just Google, like, you know, houses in real life, and you can get a lot of inspiration from that. And even just like driving around, you know, you just kind of take things in from what you see, and it can help you help you come up with ideas. So that's what I'd recommend. I'm a Googler, so I always I'm constantly kind of looking at stuff on there and just trying to get some inspiration. So that's what I would recommend you guys do. It's definitely a good way to kind of get a design started, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and take this across here. And we kind of have like this perimeter put in, which is solid, which is very solid. Again, this is gonna be a pretty decent sized house, but it's not huge because I didn't want it to be any bigger than this one. In fact, I think if you look at them side by side, you know, if I take a step back here, go pretty far back, I'm pretty sure that in terms of the width, if you don't count the extra garage extension on the Victorian mansion, they're probably about the same. So that's good. That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a similar size to this house. However, this one is a mansion. I think it's really more because of like the architecture of it that it qualifies as a mansion. This one I don't think I would qualify. It's a large house, not quite a mansion. I think I used to have like a criteria for categorizing builds. I think I said like 5 bedrooms and bathrooms on the interior qualified as a mansion, or anything less was a house. I don't know if that still holds up to this day, but I definitely remember saying that, maybe on Danville. However, my Danville, you know, Danville is maybe doesn't apply anymore. You know, that's been a while since that's been a relevant world, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I'm gonna say that it's still a traditional house at this point, but you know, things might change. You never know. Okay, so let's take a step back here and look at this. As far as the floor plan is concerned, this room right here, I would like it to be the dining room. Also, keep in mind, this wall runs across right here, which makes me actually want to take this across here instead. And I can take this block away because I would like to have the kitchen and the dining room next to each other. So as far as the interior design, I don't know if it's gonna be cramped or not. Okay, so here's what I want to do. 1 block away from the edge, I'm gonna open up a 3-block opening on both sides. Okay, and this right here is the dining room. Okay, dining room space right there, that's good. This little corner here could potentially be trouble. Not really. I don't think it's going to be a problem. One thing I could do actually is something along these lines. I could have, you know, the design kind of curve, you know, with it, you know what I mean? So maybe we do that. That way the design kind of curves with it. I don't know if that's going to leave me enough space for the kitchen, which is going to be in this space. So we'll see. Get a little bit more of this dark oak wood filled. I'm also going to put some glowstone down for you guys since a little bit of the roof is put in. I try to avoid filling in the whole roof until the interior floor plan is complete. I know that's kind of like, it's hard to wrap your head around that sometimes. Where is glowstone nowadays? Can't even find it. Here it is. So the reason why I do that is just so like the natural light can pour in a little bit. Obviously it's getting a little dark over in this corner. Alright, so okay, that's a solid dining room. First off, we gotta open this up again right there. So there's our dining room. As far as the foyer here, we're going to come 3 blocks away. Come bring this across. And then have this run down. I would actually probably like to take this a little bit further to the point where it's going to be something along these lines. I would like to have a 3-block opening there. Bring this across like this and connect that. Have a 3-block opening there. And that's pretty solid. You know what? I think I'm going to actually revert back to what I had with this dining room design. Let's see. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's perfect. 7 blocks is perfect for the width of that. And this is going to be the kitchen. So kitchen and dining room. And there's going to be an opening right here. And then as far as the garage, there'll be an opening right here into the garage, kitchen, dining room, foyer. So now let's start to implement, you know, a living room design to this place. And I'm thinking if I run this down here, I then bring this across right here, that creates like a pretty decent sized room to the point where I think that's probably a little bit too big. So we probably don't need it to be that big. I was thinking I could have a door opening right here and run this across, connect this to that wall, and we can separate this into a couple of different rooms possibly. I was thinking maybe we could do a room running across right here like that. This could be potentially like an office, and I would like to kind of sneak a bathroom in here somewhere if I could. Let's see if we can find a solid spot for it. On the other side, I'm going to open this up, make sure that it's lined up with the other side. So my plan is, because I have these windows up here, my plan is to have this be like one tall room that's open, basically. That's something that I would like to implement. Potentially might make this wider, since it seems a little bit skinny. Here's a thought. Here's a thought that I had just now. Let's try something like this. Let's try running this across here, bring this down. We'll open this up, bring it across, and then have this be the kitchen now. So it's slightly modified. We can have that loop around the corner there. So it's kind of like a little indent into that corridor, which I think is fine. And then the same thing goes on the other side, where we're actually going to have this extend by an extra 2 blocks. Run this back down this way. And there we go. Open that up. And kind of just add the perimeter of the dark oak wood, which I'm probably going to use. I'm going to use multiple blocks for the floor, but just as a base, I'm using the dark oak wood just to kind of get wrap my mind around things. Okay, so there's our new foyer. Let's go ahead and open up some space there. And make sure that we have some space for that. I think we're going to actually make this 1 block away there. And then do 2 blocks of opening. So dining room, kitchen, garage, foyer, great room. And what's next? This room here. Now, here's what I was thinking. I would do... So, I want to find a way to fit a bathroom in here if I can. Just like a small one. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I'm wondering if it should be on this wall here. I don't know if that's the best idea, because I would like to have like a large set of windows potentially there. Definitely need an office. Definitely need... Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be another living space. So, because of that, I'm going to open this up right here 2 blocks. So that way there's an entrance to the foyer as well as this room, the large room. And then in here, we're going to do something like this. We're going to do a double bathroom combo, okay? So we're going to have a bathroom here and here. And then this room is going to open up, okay? So there's going to be a bathroom connected to the great room, right? There's going to be a extra living space here, office, and then there's going to be an office, or there's going to be a bedroom connected. Or you know, we can do this instead. We can make this the office, make this a guest bedroom and a bathroom off suite, or ensuite, I should say. And then this is going to be a regular, like just powder room, I guess, on the other side from the kitchen. All right. I think that's a solid, simple first floor plan. Of course, the staircase, by the way, is going to be here in the front room. I'm going to have it kind of curve around this wall or something along those lines. I think that'll work nicely. So that's good. That's a solid spot for that. I'm going to grab some light gray wool here, and that's going to be our ceiling. So right here is going to be the spot where the wall, or the floor, I should say, of the second level is going to be running through. So we can kind of just start off with something like this. At least just get like a little perimeter running around here. I'm not even going to do the whole thing. Or maybe I will. Maybe I just will. It'll help me line up the windows a little bit better. But yeah, I think this house is coming together a little bit. It was a little rocky, honestly, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with it. I still am not 100% sure about the green, so I'm going to make a decision on that soon. But, you know, I know that when it's done, it's going to look nice, so I'm not concerned about that. But I definitely think it still needs a little bit of work to kind of get where it needs to be. And, of course, landscaping and stuff like that, all that stuff will come together in time. You guys might have noticed at the beginning of the episode, I actually got let me show you guys real quick. I got a little perimeter of the opening path here kind of etched out. I also added this little like curved wall here. Just as kind of like a decorational thing. I'll probably end up adding like a garden or a tree next to it. I would like to add like a tree maybe where the you know how I had that front balcony thing. I would like to add a tree maybe like right here. So if I grab that block, place it right here maybe. Big tall oak tree right there, kind of just to frame that shape and almost like replace the porch / balcony thing that was there. So it's not a balcony, it's a porch, you idiot. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab some of these. I'm going to do the same design that we did on this house, which I really like. And that is just kind of doing a little staircase design, little base to the tree. I like that design a lot. I'm actually gonna plant the tree right now, and we're gonna give it a try here. See if this is a design that I could potentially like. Where the heck is the bone meal nowadays? That's gonna be here. It is. No wait, that's regular bones. Okay, hold on 1 second. I don't think it moved, but I think I'm just drawing a blank. What does it look like in the city texture pack? Uh-oh. Here it is. Oh yeah, okay, it did move. Okay, I get a break for that. It did move. It's actually not a bad spot for it, to be honest. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get the sapling as well. I think I cleared my inventory by accident like a complete idiot. And we're going to get this tree planted in. I would love for the tallest of tall trees. That would be great. I expect nothing less. Is that going to get blocked by the corner of the house from growing? Possibly. I'm going to give it a few more seconds here. Come on, game. There we go. There we go. Let's take a step back and see how this is looking. Honestly, I would like to... I would have liked it to be a little bit bigger than that, to be completely honest. That doesn't really... It looks kind of like minuscule compared to the house. You know, that's one of the nice things about this build. Is I felt like the trees kind of framed this house nicely. Maybe I have to do something like this. I built this tree custom over here. Maybe I'm going to have to do that. Build a custom tree. Which is I'm fine with. I can do basically that right there. I can just do another one of those. That one turned out pretty good anyway. So that might be the option that I'll do instead. But I'm going to leave this tree here for now. I'm probably going to end up breaking it off camera though. But we'll leave it there for now. Just because we planted it, we might as well leave it there for a little bit of time. Anyway, let's go back on the other side here. Let's continue with this. So since we have the floor plan here on the first level, let's continue towards the second level. And this is going to be the ceiling. So this is where we're going to determine how tall the ceilings are going to be for the first floor, which I believe they're going to be a little bit taller than normal. I'm going to take a step back and count this right here in a second. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks tall. So typically I make my houses 5 blocks. Let me just check over here to see. I'm doing a lot of referencing to this build. I think this one was 6 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're on the right track in terms of this build. And this is a solid ceiling height, I feel like. 6 is solid. I really do believe that. This house's interior is really nice. If I can do anything like this house in terms of the interior, I'll be happy, because this is really solid. I know it doesn't look very good in the city texture pack, but in the default, this is one of the better interiors I've done recently, and by recently I mean like ever. So definitely, if I can accomplish anything close to that or better than that, I'll be very satisfied. So I'll be taking some heavy inspiration from that, from my older houses, when it comes to kind of furnishing this interior, which is solid. So we got a 6-block tall ceiling. We're good on that front. I think that's just a common ground that I need to kind of stick to from here on out. So, you know, I'm in that house building mood, guys, recently. I'm going to be starting some new houses on Los Dangeles soon, as well as this one. I'm not going to try to drag this Let's Build on forever. I know it's probably going to be about 10 parts, or maybe less, maybe more. You know, I would say no more than 12. I believe that house was like 20 parts, but that's an aberration, because it had a lot of landscaping stuff to do. I'm not going to probably do a ton of that stuff on camera for this build, but I'm going to be building new houses in LD. I'm going to be starting a new mega mansion soon, trying to one-up the Alpine mansion. It's going to be an impossible task, but you know, I'm going to start to make some sketches. The Alpine mansion was a recreation of a real-life build. The next mansion I want to do something a little different. I actually want to completely design something from scratch. You know, I loved recreating the Alpine mansion, and I love recreating builds in general. You know, I do the HDTV Dream Home every year. Recreating stuff in real life is like so fun. It's one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft. But I think this time I'm gonna do a fully original, you know, design when it comes to, you know, how I'm gonna set up this mega mansion. I think that could be pretty fun. It's gonna be a little challenging, obviously more challenging than normal, but I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be something that I'm gonna enjoy doing for sure. Okay, so let's start to fill in some of these walls here. I'm just gonna get this whole thing filled in with the green. You know, maybe we could do a trial run for another color. I'm probably just gonna make another save of this world. One of the nice things about Xbox One Minecraft is you can basically just, you know, copy a world, and you'll have like a duplicate of it almost, and you can make changes if you need to. So I'll probably end up doing something like that, and maybe trying out some other colors on this house after this episode, before next episode. Maybe if I find something that I like more, that's what you'll see next episode, or I might stick with the green. You never know. We'll see. But let's get this filled in for now. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Also, you know, we got a bunch of new news when it comes to Xbox Minecraft and, you know, console Minecraft. I'll probably be talking about that in a little bit more detail in my next CLD video, but we're getting shaders, we're getting servers soon. I'm pretty sure the shaders are only available on the new console, but there's going to be some changes to console Minecraft for sure. So, you know, we're going to have to see how that kind of develops later on. I'm not gonna speculate about it too much right now, but it's definitely interesting. Okay, so we have those couple walls filled in, so actually, you know what, I might as well just do this now. I'm gonna fill this wall in as well. It's just gonna be a big green monster like Fenway Park for a little bit, and then it's gonna start to come together once I add the windows and get the roof design squared away. So I'm gonna talk about the roof design here in just a little bit. Get that filled in. Okay, so as far as the roof design is concerned, you know, we have a bunch of different points in the front, right? We have one here, we have one there, we have one there. I don't want as many of those on the back of the build as there were in the front. So as you can see over here, we already have kind of just like the pyramid looking roofing design on this side, and I'm going to continue that for sure. Kind of have this run across and fill it in. There's going to be a point where I'm going to need to figure out how far back this is going to go, okay? So I think we can kind of figure that out right now. Right here, I would consider the center of the house. So because of that, I can kind of run this around the corner and curve this here and make kind of a decision about this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's add a 7th, and then let's throw down a couple of stairs. I think that's probably about where I'm going to cut off this part of the roof, okay? So what I would like to do is have the kind of like this, like the staircase part of the roof come through first, and then we can get those points figured out later. The roof is going to be a little bit different, obviously, because it's made out of full blocks and not stairs. It's been a very long time since I built a house out of full block roof. You know, that's just not something that people traditionally do. Usually you use stairs. You know, I'm trying something different for this particular Let's Build. It's been a little ambitious. You know, we started off episode 1. It was like, what did it look like? It was crazy. It was you know, double stacked. It looked like a fantasy house. That's not really what I'm going for. But still very interesting. All right, so let's take this across again. And I am going to do a porch on the back of the house. That's kind of like a part of the reason why I got rid of the porch on the front, because I want to do one on the back. So having both of them, I don't know, would be a little bit too much. So we're turning this around the corner here like that. And this is good right now. This is like what I want for the back of the house. The back of the house isn't supposed to be as, you know, magnificent as the front, right? That's just not how it's supposed to be. So that's good. We'll run this around the corner here. Take this across. And then I'm going to see if I can make a connection. So this would go around this corner and then run down here. So this, again, I'm not going to add like a point to this one. The only thing I'm going to do is add the point up here with this part of the build. So because of that, let's see. We want to make sure that the last 2 blocks here are going to be well, let's actually do this. Let's start doing some blocks here. We're gonna grab some. Let's pick block things. Let's start to pick block things. I think that's important. We'll do that. Place those 2 blocks right there. Okay. That's good. That's good. Same thing down the other side, of course. Place the upside down stair there and start running this down. Yeah, this is gonna work out, I think. Hopefully it's a solid transition. You know, this is actually gonna go down pretty far to the point where maybe I should actually have another portion of this roof coming through. Because that's kind of stopped this right here. How far down does this go? This is gonna be looking like 2 more blocks down to about right here. And that's where that lined up on the other side. Yeah. I don't think I want to take it any further than that because, well, if I continued it down... Actually, it actually might work. Hold on. Yeah, this roof design is going to be... It's going to take some time. I kind of have the idea in my head, but it's hard for me to explain it in words without actually just building it. Okay, guys, so here's essentially what I was thinking with this. I filled it out a little bit further. So we have the high point of the roof up there, and that's going to basically where it's going to stop. And then there's going to be another point of the roof right here, right? And this is going to run down to, you know, wherever it runs to. We'll just quickly connect it so we can kind of see a little bit better. And then I'm actually going to make a slight modification to the perimeter of the house to kind of fit this shape. So we'll stop this right here. So basically, you know, in theory, this would connect to there. And vice versa, and you know, it would wrap all the way around and everything would connect nicely. However, I want to back this up a little bit. So same thing goes up here actually. If I kind of continue this down to the point where it's the same on both sides, which is going to be 1 more to right here. And then this runs down and connects to there, and you know, follow the patterns basically, connect all the dots, connect that to there. And run this across to right here and connect that. And of course this is all going to be a double stack actually. Gonna have to do that. There we go. So there will be a wall coming down. In fact, this one goes further. Okay, oh that's right, because we have to do the double stack on the interior, so it'll go further. And then this is gonna run down here, probably to about right here is where I'm gonna push it in 2 blocks, and then that'll start to connect. So this right here would run down, and then it would run across and connect to right here. So that's what I'm hoping for with this build, and I think that will work out in terms of connecting everything the way I want it to. I'm hoping. I might have to expand this wall an extra few blocks to kind of connect with that, but I think that's solid. I do. It would have to... Okay, so that would be to there. Alright, so I'm going to have to expand this wall out in this direction a little bit, which is fine because it'll actually help out with that right there. So that's actually fine. And then everything else will connect nicely, I think. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll finish this up next episode in terms of, you know, getting this whole thing figured out on the roof design. But I mean, it's not the most complicated roof I've ever done, but it's definitely it looks good from an aerial view, so I'm happy with that. There's no flat parts of the roof, which is good. I didn't want any, so I'm happy about that as well. And we have a solid first floor plan built. I'm gonna have to modify it a little bit for the changes that I built with the roof, but it should be okay. And then the second floor plan will do as well. And you know, we got to start detailing. Obviously, detailing is important. So we got to start adding windows and stuff on these walls, and start to detail the back of the house and all that stuff, and connect everything. So we've made solid progress here. Four episodes in, we have, you know, the front of the house is looking pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with this, the way this looks. And you know, just got to make sure that the house looks good from every angle, which, you know, right now it's too soon to say on the back of the house, but I'm confident with this design, so I think it'll come together nicely. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Part 4 of the traditional house Let's Build 2017. That's the year, in case you guys were unaware. And that's going to wrap it up. So, guys, thanks for watching. It's been Dangeles. I'll be back in a few days for episode 5. We'll continue working on those floor plans. We'll continue to detail the back and the sides of the house, as well as finish the roof. Maybe get to some landscaping as well. We'll see. But hopefully you guys did enjoy it. It's been Dangeles. Drop a like if you did, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.